So my friend, tell me why are you holding the placard up? What happened?
Well, I'm Algerian. My name is Mr. Abdel Khalfi. As you know, in Belgium, the police killed the Algerian Akram the same way as they did for George Floyd. So I'm campaigning. I'm a campaigner for human rights as well. I'm not working, I'm doing it on voluntary basis. I'm trying to convey a message to the whole world that not the black lives matter, but also other nationalities, among them Algerians. Algerian lives matter as well. And also, if you go back to other cases where, for example, Sarah Hattab, a teenager, was also assassinated in Mecca, Holy Mecca, and there was no media coverage about her. And also recently in Germany, the guy called Farhad Mayouf, he was killed in prison with the prison officers. Illegally, they killed him. And also Abdullah, he was executed in Iraq, and no media coverage. And without forgetting, of course, we had in Algeria the Black Decade between 1990 up to 2000, where we lost more than 200,000 of Algerians. And John Sweeney, the great politician, journalist and writer, the British John Sweeney, wrote about the Algerian victims, and he called them the victims of silence. And also we lost more than 24,000 Algerians. They disappeared as well. So I am campaigning by myself. No problem.
We're in London. This is London. It's active. It's strong. It's Carry on.
I'm campaigning. I'm trying to go to the Belgium embassy and try to gather as many people as possible for the case of this Algerian and for other cases of Algerians abroad. There's a big discrimination against Algerians in Europe, particularly the illegal migrant Algerians. We are also begging the Home Office to legalize Algerians, decent Algerians who work hard to this country, who contributed to this country, to legalize them. And this is an international message. Wherever somebody is killed, innocent, I'm for that. Not just because I'm Algerian, I'm international. So I hope, fingers crossed, that people will come with me along to the Belgium Museum. And also a message to all Algerians: please, it's time for you to get together. We fight against extremism as well, against people using violence in Algeria, against women, against children, against everybody, against innocent people, not just in Algeria, but internationally. And I'm trying to gather as many decent people as possible, because we live in one world. We don't live in first world, second world, third world. We will live in one world. This world is very messy. We live in a jungle. We had to get together as ordinary people to fight against racism, discrimination, against violence, against people that used religion to destroy the countries and so on. That's my message.
All right, tell me a little bit about Algeria. What language do you speak in Algeria?
Well, in Algeria we speak Algerian, which is a kind of a dialect derived from Arabic, and it's a mixture of Turkish, other languages. That's an Algerian Arabic. We speak Berber, French, and few people that speak English.
You mentioned French.
French, yeah.
So Africa was colonized, so who are the colonizers?
The colonizers were the French. But remember that France, when they invaded Algeria, it wasn't Algeria at that time. The French gave the name Algeria. It was in 1830. They left the country in 1962, but they left their sons in Algeria.
What was it called before? What was it called before?
What did the natives call it?
Before the French. You're Algerian.
No, the original natives of Algeria. What did they call it?
They call it Amazigh. Amazigh or Berber. Of course, if you go back to history, the Amazigh people.
When Ottoman come, the Ottoman Empire come, the Rouge and Barbaros Khairuddin.
Yeah.
That was Algeria then.
No, at that time we were under the occupation of the Ottoman occupation.
Which was safe. It was good and safe.
Well, that's another debate,
Yes,
controversial
it's
debate.
another
I don't
debate,
want to
yeah,
go to
yeah.
controversial debate.
Yeah.
Because according to me, it was safe in a sense, but we were segregated by the Ottoman as well.
If you're happy being a slave like me,
No.
Yeah.
Then-
But remember, there's something
French
very,
raped the
very, very
Algerian
important.
woman.
Yeah.
When the Ottoman
know.
was there, they couldn't do it.
I know.
Yeah, but-
just it's up
But
to you.
you
yeah.
must remember
Yeah.
that during the 16th century, 17th century, 18th centuries, when the Ottoman occupied Algeria and Moroccan part
No
of
Moroccan, they never went. Moroccan never
a little bit, not much.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Different debate. That's just a little bit of history.
yeah.
And so where we at now? Who's in control? Who's the government? Who we're appealing to?
When the government
I know.
are Algerians.
Yeah.
The government of Algeria, they are Algerians. But because of the situation in
Yeah.
Algeria, the chaos going on,
Yeah.
there's a big backlash going on, and the clashes between
Different sections.
the people that want to preserve Arabic and religion, and the people, the Berbers, and the people that want to be part of France. The people that want to be part of France are the government people. I
Yes.
mean, a couple of generals in Algeria. We want to be an independent country, a country very, very independent. The decisions should be made in Algeria, not in France or in Washington.
Is Algeria a republic?
It's a republic. It must remain a republic.
It's got its own army.
But unfortunately, during the 20 years of the occupation, when Bouteflika was in power, it seems to me it was a monarchy.
All right.
So we managed to get rid of Bouteflika, and the new generation, you have to know, the victims of silence, the new generation Algerians, 75% of the whole population are under the age of 40. It's a new generation, but the system is very old, very, very old. We have generals in the country at the age of 80, 85. They should be retired. It's time for the Algerian intelligent, Algerian professionals to rule the country. We do not want any decisions to be made from Marine Le Pen or from Washington or from Israel, from any other countries. We want to have our independence. You know that independence, you know, in the country, a lot of Algerians left the country because of poverty going on. Where's the oil, the gas, the resource of Algerians? You know, France, until now, we supply them with oil for free. We supply even this country, I have great respect to this country, but they supply them with cheap prices to America, everywhere. So,
All right.
France ruined your country.
Yeah,
France.
yes, okay. All right, so the final messages before we get into a complex thing.
Yeah.
Your basic message again about your friend, your colleague, friend relation
Yeah.
here again is?
I want him to be known everywhere. I want people to demonstrate and to campaign for this guy who was assassinated in Belgium. And I would like also to send a message to Algerians to motivate them to come with me to the Belgium
Embassy?
embassy
Yeah.
to do something. At least we raise our voices. Our voices have been silent for many, many, many years in this country and everywhere. And there are lots of cases of Algerians, illegal Algerians in prisons, and nobody speak about them. What they talk about Algeria, oil, gas, we want this, we want that.
All right, so your final message, and where can we get more information to link up and connect with the movement or the fight for the rights of your friend and other Algerians?
We can get information from the Algerian embassy. yeah, even though you can get the information from the Algerian authority in this country. When I talk about the embassy, they are legitimate. You can get the information from independent Algerian journalists who are scattered everywhere. You can get the information from me, from my people here. You can get the information from different Algerian associations everywhere in England or in Switzerland or in France. This is what I can say. And through the social media, you can get more information. But in order to get authentic information, you will have to have a one-to-one discussion with the Algerians. If you want to get information with the Algerian ambassador, you can talk to them. I'm not, as Algerian, I'm for the security of Algeria. I'm 100% for, I'm against the military intervention of any external power. Because only external power, when they come to the country, they destroy the country through election. The democracy, there's one word missing in democracy, is justice. And when you go back to history of Algeria, Ottoman, it's very bad history where we kidnapped 1 million of white slaves. That's why a lot of European governments hold a grudge against Algerians, because we were the only country in the world probably who held the white slaves. And it's been raped, it's been wiped out from the history, British history, European history.
Are you Algerian yourself?
I am.
How come you speak such good English? Where did you learn it?
All right, let me conclude this. All right, so you're going to say goodbye. I'm going to turn this off now. However you want to say goodbye. Say best wishes, come your friend.
Best wishes to the British government, because they allow us to express ourselves, and best wishes to Algerians here, back home, to the whole world. My message for the whole world. And also my gratitude to John Sweeney, the journalist, and Robert Fisk. They helped us a lot to reveal the reality when we had a civil war in the early 90s in Algeria. And I wish all the Algerians come together, not just Algerians, but the whole world, they come together for peace and love. And thank you very much.
All right, just walk out the shop. Walk this way.
Coronavirus will